Hey, hey, family. How you doing? You know who it is. It's Kimberly, and you know what time. Hey, Robin. It's so good to see you on here. All right. So today we are going to be talking about, hey, Laura, 10 reasons you might always feel cold. And then you know what, guys? I know I have something called Raynaud's syndrome, which we'll talk about. Fingertips are always cold. Fingers will get cold. But there could be other things going on in the body, and I kind of want to highlight some of those. So raise a hand in the comments section if you are always cold. What's happening, Kenny, my friend? So I have not a client, but someone that I know that came up to me. She was just like, I am always freezing. I'm always like putting my coat on. And, you know, even when it's not so cold outside, she's like, I'm always feeling like I'm cold. And I said, well, there's sometimes some underlying issues there. So I want to kind of go over them with you guys. So number one, you might just be too thin. And I know we always say thin is in, but sometimes we need some body fat. All right, y'all. So understand that if your BMI, which is your body mass index, is lower than 18.5 or under, you might be experiencing cold because you don't have enough body fat to actually keep you warm. The next one, which is a lot of times where women especially hang out, is you have hypo, with an O, not hypothyroidism, which is basically your thyroid's out of whack, and it will affect the way in which your brain is able to regulate temperature. So you might experiencing thinning hair and weight gain, things like that, but you also might be experiencing the fact that you cannot regulate your body temperature properly. So get your thyroid checked out, you guys. And I did a whole segment on thyroids, and it's on YouTube. So you can check those out and understanding some different things about your thyroid and how you can figure out if it's in alignment or not. But the thyroid is another one. The other one is not eating enough iron. And I know a lot of people, you know, heard about, like, I don't eat beef. So a lot of times people will say, oh, you don't get enough iron. But you can get that in green leafy vegetables. You can also take iron supplements. But what most people don't understand is that iron basically is the mineral that helps carry oxygen through your body and your bloodstream. So needing that, figuring out whether you're anemic or not, that's one of the things you want to figure out. So not enough can make your thyroid also lethargic, not having enough iron. So those two can kind of go hand in hand. So be careful with that. So but meat and eggs, green leafy vegetables, I was trying to put that together, are things that you want to make sure that you're taking in. The other thing can be poor circulation. So understand that poor circulation can be a sign of heart disease or issues with your heart. So start running or not running, but walking regularly, getting some cardiovascular exercise in, and checking with your doctor to see how your heart's looking. Then I told you about the Raynaud's disease, and basically that is basically spelled Reynauds. All right, and so that is where when sometimes you have lower. For me, it was from autoimmune issues because of the C. diff that I had and how that messed up my gut lining and everything. So I have a few autoimmune disorders that I've had to work through. And they're, not life-threatening, but definitely some things that happen. And what happens there is that to protect your vital organs, your body will take basically blood from your extremities to pull it to the vital organs. And so your hands and fingers will get cold. And so I just have to take precaution with that. And also as I'm working through that with bone broth and building up my digestive system after those 10 years ago or 12 years ago, having a major issue, that's something that is starting to slowly go away, but it's not gone completely. The next thing is you're not getting enough sleep. Woo! All right, y'all, sleep is so important. So basically understanding that when the reduction of sleep in the body is basically your hypothalamus that controls the brain panel in the body where body temperature is regulated is not getting the proper nutrients that it needs. So basically sleep, we talked about sleep in other episodes, is important. And it's important for more than just, feeling good, but your body needs to get rest. And I'm someone who's definitely been taking more time to rest these days because I realize ain't none of this stuff that important if I'm not getting sleep, because I ain't going to be here and I'm not going to be thinking clearly or doing anything that I need to as I get older. So get some sleep, y'all. Dehydration, 60% of adult body is water. And so if we don't have enough, it doesn't trap the heat in the body and it releases it slowly. So we want to make sure that you want to have enough water in the body so that you can trap the heat. And that's very important. Also, if you need B12, so a lot of my vegetarians and vegans out there don't get enough B12, so they might find themselves being a little bit chilly all the time. And so that's where you take nutritional yeast in and other ways in which to get B12. And so you need that to make the red blood cells for the body. So a poor diet can lead to you feeling cold, so making sure that you're getting that. Also, if you're a woman, and I know this is kind of strange, but women are programmed to keep blood flow to vital organs, and that leaves the feet and the hand cold. And I think that's to protect fetuses. That's because we carry babies, and there's a mechanism for us to make sure that we have a proper blood flow to the womb in those vital organ areas to keep us living. So women tend to be colder in nature. And then also if you have diabetes, that's something that can contribute. So the neuropathy that can happen from diabetes can also cause cold for the hands and extremities and also the full body. And then the last thing is increasing your muscle mass will help you to fire up your metabolism, which would in turn increase your internal temperature. And so those who don't have enough muscle mass, so that's once again almost like that body mass index / your BMI and all of that kind of stuff, body fat. If you're dealing with someone who's in a high fat state, sometimes, and skinny at the same time, it's almost like skinny fat, you don't have enough muscle, you'll find yourself very cold. So those are 10 things that could be going on as to why you might feel cold all the time. So take a look and see if any of those things are you. Some things you may have to get doctors to test your blood for, like iron and thyroid and all of that kind of stuff, but you can rule out some of the other things: drinking water, getting plenty of sleep, making sure you're eating enough so that you're not too skinny. Those kinds of things are important to try to work around there. So I hope those 10 helped you out a little bit today. It's nothing deep and wide, but forward this out. Share the joy with somebody. You never know if they're feeling cold and they don't know why, if any of those things would actually help them. So don't forget about our conversation, which is free at the Leaf Institute on April 29th for the Women of Fiercely Feminine coming together again. And so look out for the Eventbrite, which will be posted tomorrow, on Monday for that. So I look forward to seeing you guys. If you are in the area and you're coming, and remember to share the joy and do what with your life? Do all things with joy. Peace and blessings. And until next week, bye.